Hi everyone, Adarsh here. So today we're gonna see how we can use Ldap authentication inside the Spring Boot application. So it's basically when we talk about Ldap in Spring Security, we have two type of configuration. One is embedded Ldap and second one is external Ldap. So embedded Ldap means the Ldap file configuration file you will just keep as a part of your application, and at the runtime that file is read by the Spring configuration, and virtual Ldap server is created locally on your machine. Whereas in external Ldap server is running somewhere in separate machine, or it can be a same machine, and the application get contact with the that external Ldap server, and then get the authentication things. So today we're gonna see how we can do embedded Ldap with the Spring Boot application. So I have already done the coding. We'll just jump into the code first. So this is a pom.xml where all these are the regular tags, where we have parent tag, which where we have specified the Spring Boot starter parent, then organizational tag, licensing tag, then developer tags, then properties containing project name, encoding, source encoding, and JDK version. Then starting with the dependencies, here we have included the time leaf dependency, then Spring Boot web starter web dependency, then followed by the security dependency, and this is what we are talking about. This is a Spring Security Ldap dependency, and then we have a Apache DS server JNDI dependency here. So basically what it does, it Apache directory server will be created at the runtime, read that configuration and then load those configuration, and give us a feeling of Apache directory server on the same machine itself at the runtime. So this is a log4j dependency. All these are regular tag for name for the jar file, executable jar. This is a regular resource, and then we have a Maven compiler plugin here. So let's jump into the code. So we have two configurations. This talks about, so this is a web MVC configurer adapter, web MVC configuration, where we have all the URLs are tied up with the view name. So we are registering all the URLs with the corresponding view directly, and then we have a security configuration. So this class is annotated with the configuration as well as enable web security annotation. Then extending from web security configure adapter, then we have override the method where we have told that anything with the CSS, GSS and fonts, any URL contain all these things, should not be intercepted by the Spring security. Then we have a configure method. There in the HTTP security we have said that anything with the slash or ESpark home permit all, so that it can pop up the home page. And we have specified the login form. This is our custom login form here, and the default success URL is also, we have kept that home. And then CSRF we have disabled here, and then logout also we have mentioned that anything with the slash logout should be a logout URL, and after logout successful page will be ESpark home page. And then here's what we have defined the static class with the configuration annotation extending from global authentication configuration adapter, where in the init method itself we have mentioned that Ldap authentication, and user DN pattern is based on the user ID, and organization unit will be the people, and group search base will be the groups. And this is what our Ldap files is kept in the application. And then we have a main method which can be a starting point also, depends. Then we have some static resources inside the resources directory. We have a static directory. Inside that we have CSS, font and JS things. Then we have a time leaf templates here. So first we'll talk about login page here. So login page, all these are the imports of CSS and JS files, and then we have used some bootstrap containers and all, then this is the page header which comes, and this all these things are actually as of now I have not kept, so we need to add some parameters there. Then after that gonna work. So this will work actually if we say invalid username password. This logout I need to check, and then these are the regular configuration. In that I have added the HTML5 required as. So if we are not giving and we are hitting the submit, this message gonna pop up that value is required and all. So we have a home page where we have not done anything. We are just giving a URL for login, and then we have a user page. We are just having a one link. That's it. So after that I have created a help.txt. It talks about Maven commands and the URL, and we have three types of users: super admin user, and user. So user super admin username is Adarsh, username is Adarsh, password is Adarsh. For admin, username is Radha and password is Radha, and for user, normal user, username is user and password will be the user. So let's fire up this application, and then ambient clean install ambient SpringBoot run. So one thing which I forgot, that we have message in the property file, then log configurations, and then index page also for the application in the property file I have configured, and then log4j is the regular one. So you can see here that Tomcat started on the port number 8080, so our URL will be localhost 8080, and this is a landing page, home page. Once we say click, and if I gonna click, it says invalid username and password. So if I remove this, and if I say click, it say please fill out this thing. So I'll say Adarsh, and I'm gonna get into the application, and this is the user home page. Once I can say logout, I can say Radha, and by that admin user also I can get into that. And then once I say logout with the normal user, so I can get into the application. So folks, this is how we can create a embedded Ldap. So this source code will be stored in the same repository where I have kept all my previous application. One thing which I forget to tell you that our Ldap file is stored inside the resources directory. So where we have specified a version, because this is Ldap 2.x, then we have defined our groups and people, and then we have defined the people here, like two type of people, and then Amit, user, admin, super s admin. Then for the user I have defined who are the part of the user group. So the person who is having user ID UID as a user, he is a part of user. The person who is having a UID of admin, Radha and Amit, is a part of admin group, and the person who is having UID as a admin and Adarsh is a part of super admin group. So that's how folks we can create a embedded Ldap. But one more thing, if you directly import this Ldap file into Apache directory server, it will not gonna work, because it is expecting something differently. Because I'm not sure, because I'm working on that to fix that issue once. So whenever I'll just do that, it says partition not found. So I tried, I'm just trying for that to solve that issue. Once that is done, then we can just see how we can use external Ldap configuration with the Spring Boot application. So I'm gonna save this application the same location. You can pull out and you can play around with this. So thanks for watching. Till then, bye.